Okay, the rear seats. Now, in sedans, in cars, it's a bit difficult sometimes. Before you start, if you have any questions, if you aren't sure how to take out your seats or aren't sure how to lift them up, contact your service department. Call them up wherever you bought your car. Call them up, talk to them, even swing by with the car if you feel more comfortable doing it that way. But ask them, how do I pop up my rear seat? How do I take out my cushion? How do I take out my bolsters? It's not a difficult job to do. I'll show you how to do it and some things you can run across. But just for safety's sake, if you are uncomfortable, if you don't really know what you're doing, you're kind of like, I don't know, call your service department. They'll be glad to help you out. Okay, let's see what we got here. So what we've got here is a solid cushion. Most cars come with a solid cushion. It's just the way they come. Some will have 60/40s, and a lot of them you'll see a tether. You can pull them up, they flip forward, they flip up. This one here is just a solid cushion, sits there, so we got to figure out how to take it out. Usually there's going to be one bolt located back in here. Somewhere along here you can see. This one doesn't have one. All you do is you take a look, see how it is. If you can't see it, you're going to find out eventually because it's not going to pop out. So, next thing we look at is underneath here. Right along the front of your cushion, there may be a screw or a bolt. And all you're going to need is something just like this, a ratchet. It takes it off, or a wrench. If you don't have one, borrow one from a friend or go to that service department. Look along here, there is nothing there. And just go down there, actually take a look. Check and see. Push back the material, push back the cushioning. You're going to see if there's anything there. This one doesn't have one. Now what I've done is I've phoned the service department. They said, yep, it's on clips, pull it up. So I just reach under here, give it a little push, and lo and behold, it pops right up. That's what it was sitting in. This clip pops into there. It's just it's a simple clip. It pops up. Most cushions pop up quite easily. Take it out, and I'm going to prop it right against the car. Now, the next thing that's difficult about a sedan's rear seats is they've got these bolsters. I'll show you what I mean. It's got a 60/40 split. These things pull down here, middles pull down, and okay, let's take that again.
Yeah,
Okay, here's what we mean. This folds out, that folds out. This part here stays put. That's the bolster. It's a stationary bolster. It's hard to get a cover around there to make it look fine. So the only thing we've been left to do, usually we don't like to have anyone use any sort of tools to take out their seats, but sometimes it's just necessary. And this is one of the cases. So the general idea is you're going to have a bolt right down here, and you may have a bolt in here that you would access through your trunk. Usually it just sits on a little clip here that you just push up. And first thing we'll do, I'm going to show you how to access your 60/40 through your trunk. Okay, so I've popped the trunk. Now quite often the 60/40 latches, for safety's sake, so if somebody breaks into your car, they're not going to be able to get into your trunk. They put latches back here. So what you do is you look in here, and you can see there's a little latch along here. I don't know if you can see that. It's usually something like this. It'll have a little diagram. This one doesn't, but usually they do. You give it a pull, bunk, unlocks it. Same thing with the other side. Bunk, unlocks it. Then when I'm down here, I look and see, is there any bolts here that would hold my bolster in place? No, there's not. There's nothing around that would indicate I can even get close to that bolster, so it's going to be on a clip. Again, if you're not sure, call the service department. Okay, let's put the bolster back in. Take the bolster, you line up the slot, the tab with the slot there. Just wiggle it in until you can feel it sort of flip in there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of that. There we go. I don't force it too much. I take it nice and easy on it. Boom, there we go. It slides into place. Make sure everything's tucked in nicely. You got your, so once that's in, it'll hold in there great. Okay, we're good to go. We find our nut that or our bolt that we've put there in a safe place so it's not be lost. We wind it in with our fingers as long as it will go. And there we go. Put our handy dandy ratchet back on there. And done. Now your bolster's on. that's probably the hardest install you're going to do on a seat cover, and it was easy. So again, I got to stress, if you have any questions about doing any of this so far, contact your service department. You can even call us if you want. Alright, 60 backrest. This is this part here. Folds in, folds out. That's the 40. This is the 60. Now, can you get in here and take a look at this for a second? Actually, first thing we're going to do, take off the headrest. Pull it up, sort of the same thing as the fronts. It's got a button. Oops, there we go, take that off. Quite often there's going to be a little pinhole there. Put the pinhole or paper clip in that one. This one doesn't have it, that's great. Now, with this seat belt, it was attached through here. All it is a guide. If you want to take it out, you just slide the seat belt through and it's out of your way, you're good to go. Then, we've already unlatched it from the back of the trunk, so we pull it forward. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm going.
Pull it forward. And here we go. We got some junk on here. This car needs seat covers bad. Okay, so I've got the headrest off. I line up, find my headrest holes here on my seat cover. Now, a lot of times, if it's going through here, we'll have as a full sleeve. This one here's got a bit of a kick back here, so it would have been hard to make it as a full sleeve because it would have billowed out here. So it's got carpeting here. Prime place we can just use velcro. Works the best. So first thing I'm going to do is just line it all up, make sure everything's fine, make sure I got the right one on there first of all. This little latch here through there, let's pop my headrest holes out first of all. There we go, 1, 2, nice and easy. Wrap this around and just give it a little velcro. Perfect. Pull it down. Make sure everything lines up nicely. And like, you just gotta fidget with it a little bit. I mean, it's just takes a little patience, and you're gonna have a great looking seat cover. Now I take this, take it right down, tuck it through there, velcros that beautifully, pull it over to the corner. Now you see how I'm coming towards the edge? I don't just put it like that. You gotta pull it over to the edge and then tuck it down. Make sure everything is nice and tight. I got some child safety latches there. I'm just gonna go right in behind them. Down again and pull the sides nice and tight. Same thing with the other side. Plunk it up. Pull it out there nice and tight. Make sure everything is good to go. And there you are. Put your seat belt back in the slot and put our headrests back on, and we go. Nice and smooth. If you have any wrinkles, just fiddle with it a bit more. Undo the velcro, push it, smooth it out, make sure it's nice and go. If it is a full vinyl seat cover and you're doing it in cold weather, it's going to be a little bit wrinkly sometimes. Not always, sometimes it is. Turn the heat on in the car, eventually those wrinkles are going to come out. Same with the seat cover by chance. As you sit on it,